Hello everybody, welcome to the Southern Gospel Singers Fantasy Football League Week 4 report. I am your host, Tanner Stahl. It's time to separate the men from the boys, the starters from the scout team, After week 3, this is what our point standings look like. In first place is Petrified with 365 points. In second place is Stabens with 326, followed by Josh B85 with 307. The champion Packers have scored 291 points, and Go Scoot from the Dixie Echoes has scored 277 points. Everybody knows that fantasy football is a numbers game. It's about putting the right player against the right matchup at the right spot in your lineup. And likewise with our league. This league is very much run by numbers, so I'm going to give you the Southern Gospel Singers Fantasy Football League by the numbers. The first number I have for you is the number 1. We have one undefeated team left, and that is Andrew Ball, aka Airball 40. He is 3-0 so far this year. The next number I want to give you today is 2. There are 2 winless teams in our league so far. That is Clayton Inman's Severe Sea Dogs and Matt Fouch's Tezza All-Stars. We got to get them a win, folks. No one likes to be a big fat goose egg. Our next number is 3, believe it or not. 3 of the top 5 teams in the standings so far were auto drafters, and this is something we want to eventually get rid of, have no auto drafts, but if it works, heck, let's go with it. Our next number in the By the Numbers segment is 4. We are in week 4. This is the last week before NFL players and teams have their bye weeks. So next week, we got to be really looking out for who's on bye, who's sitting on the bench, and not even playing. Our last number we're going to give you in By the Numbers is 5. There are 5 teams in the Southern Gospel Singers Fantasy Football League whose name begins with the letter T, and this includes teams like the Royal Razorbacks, the Happy Waymakers, and this is totally useless information. Earlier I gave you our leaders in the point standings, but scoring points is only good if you're winning. And so right now I'm going to give you our top 5 teams in the standings so far. In 5th place is Trey Braves fan, that is Trey Ivy of Legacy 5. In 4th place is the champion Packers, that is Joseph Habedanka of the Perry. In 3rd place is Josh B85, this is Josh Ball of the Ball Brothers. In 2nd place is Petrified, that is Craig Petrie of the Lordsmen. In 1st place is Airball 40, that is Andrew Ball of the Ball Brothers. Last week in our predictions segment, I came out 2-1. That got my overall record back to 3-3, right at 500 there. The game I missed was Josh Ball beating Go Scoot. Josh Ball exploded for 130 points. I don't know if anybody watched the Monday night game, but Josh Ball had Dan Bailey, Dallas's kicker, in the lineup, and he kicked 6 field goals for a total of 21 points. So I got that one wrong. Good job, Josh B85. Our first prediction this week I'm going to give you is our 6th place team versus the 9th place team. This is Ivory versus the Basso Bible Thumpers. Jeff Stice has Jay Cutler going versus Carolina, and if the Chicago offensive line can do their job, Jay Cutler should be able to shred apart the Carolina defense. He also has Mike Wallace in Pittsburgh receiver, and he's the only receiver so far this year to have 100 yards in each game. So there's a plus for Ivory. Now, if Basso Bible Thumpers can get a lead going into Monday Night Football, it should be an interesting watch on the stat tracker. Ivory has Dallas Clark and Reggie Wayne in the lineup Monday night, so that should be a fun matchup to watch. My prediction for this game is Ivory 86 and the Basso Bible Thumpers 71. I think Jeff Stice will edge this one out. The next prediction I'm going to give you is a father-son matchup. This comes out of the Triumphant Quartet. This is Clayton Inman's Severe Sea Dogs versus Scotty Inman's Happy Waymakers. This is a 14th and 15th place team, so these teams are both low on the totem pole. The good news is somebody's going to go to win today. Clayton has wide receiver Mike Williams going for Tampa Bay Monday night against the Indianapolis Colts. I love this matchup. I think that Josh Freeman can get him a lot of good passes, maybe even a touchdown against this bad Colts defense. And right now, Scotty needs to make some multiple changes on his roster. Miles Austin is still out. Jerry Jones told us that today. He won't be back until October 16th. He's got A.J. Green on the bench just waiting to be put in the lineup, and he's also wasting a valuable roster spot by hanging on to quarterback David Garrard, who is inactive after he was cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like for Clayton to get his first win this year, beating Scotty 76-55. Our game of the week comes from the top of the standings. It is number 2 Petrified versus number 4 Champion Packers. Petrified is yet to make a roster move this year, hasn't had to add or drop anybody. That's always a plus if you can have a good draft like that. His lowest outing this year has been 95 points, and that came in a loss to the Royal Razorbacks. The Brady Welker combination has been ridiculous this year. They've scored just bukus of points. Champion Packers, though, has one of the top receiving corps in the league with Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, and Dwayne Bowe. This looks to be an action-packed matchup, and it should be decided by the end of the 4 o'clock games on Sunday. Although each team does have one running back. Petrified has one going Sunday night, and Joseph Habedank has one going Monday night. This is the game of the week. Like I said, this is the barn burner. I like for Petrified to win this matchup 112-94 over the Champion Packers. That's all we have for you today, folks. This has been the Week 4 report for the Southern Gospel Singers Fantasy Football League. Thanks for watching. I hope you're out there supporting your favorite team, your favorite singer, your favorite group. See you next week.